A very good morning. You're watching Rajya Sabha television and I'm Smriti Rastogi with breakfast news. In the next 30 minutes, we will get you all the news from national, international and sports front. But before we bring you all the details, a quick look at the top headlines. International Court of Justice to deliver verdict in Kulbhushan Jadhav case. Decision on India's request to suspend his death sentence awarded by Pakistan. Defence Minister Arun Jaitley asks Army to give befitting reply to misadventure from across the border, review security situation with Army Chief in Jammu and Kashmir. Cabinet approves 10 pressurized heavy water reactors, decision to help boost domestic nuclear industry by generating revenues worth 70,000 crores. Rain and thunderstorm bring relief from heat in several parts of North India. 7 people died due to wall collapse and tree falling incidents in Uttar Pradesh. IS gunmen stormed local headquarters of Afghanistan state media in Nangarhar province. 10 killed and 24 wounded in clashes that followed violence. The International Court of Justice will pronounce its verdict on the Kulbhushan Jadhav case today. It had approached the ICJ at The Hague in Netherlands, demanding an immediate suspension of the death sentence given to Jadhav by a military court in Pakistan. Public hearings in the case took place this week after the ICJ stayed Jadhav's execution. India had approached the ICJ on May 8th, stating its request for consular access to Jadhav was turned down 16 times by Pakistan. It also stated that Pakistan is in violation of the Vienna Convention and has conducted a farcical trial of Jadhav. India has demanded an immediate annulment of Jadhav's death sentence. Jadhav was arrested on March 3rd last year and sentenced to death by a Pakistani military court on charges of espionage and subversive activities. India has said that Jadhav was kidnapped from Iran, where he was doing business. Pakistan claims to have him arrested from Balochistan province. Defence Minister Arun Jaitley and Army Chief General Bipin Rawat reviewed the security situation in Jammu and Kashmir. The Defence Minister asked the Army to give a befitting reply to any Pakistani aggression. On Wednesday, the Pakistani Army continued ceasefire violations along the line of control after it resorted to shelling in Jammu and Kashmir's Balakot sector. Security forces, meanwhile, conducted another cordon and search operation in South Kashmir's Shopian district.
Defence Minister Arun Jaitley and Army Chief General Bipin Rawat on Wednesday reviewed the security situation of Jammu and Kashmir at a high-level meeting. Jaitley asked the Army to give a befitting reply in case of any misadventure from across the border. He also asked the forces to ensure safety of innocent people during operations. The meeting comes amidst a rise in militant attacks and incidents of stone pelting, as well as repeated ceasefire violations by Pakistan on the LOC. Jaitley's visit came on a day when Pakistani forces once again resorted to heavy shelling in Balakot sector in the Rajouri district of Jammu and Kashmir. Indian troops retaliated to what was the 4th ceasefire violation in as many days. No casualties were reported in the incident. On Tuesday night, Pakistani troops had targeted areas in adjoining Naushera sector. Nearly 1,700 people have been evacuated from LOC areas and shifted to relief camps over the past 1 week.
6 बजे कल पाकिस्तान ने अचानक फायर शुरू किया था और हमारे सिविलियन इलाके को टारगेट किया है उसने, तो फॉर्चुनेटली इसमें कोई हमारा लॉस तो नहीं हुआ, लेकिन फिर भी हम अलर्ट हैं बिल्कुल. एम्बुलेंसेस, हमारी बीपी गाड़ियां और बसेस वगैरह लोगों को शिफ्ट करने के लिए रेडी रही. फिर भी रात को हम लोगों को निकाल नहीं पाए क्योंकि बहुत ज़्यादा शेलिंग थी. कुछ शेल्स हैं जो ब्लाइंड हैं, जिनको डिफ्यूज़ करवाना है. उसके लिए हमने आर्मी को इन्फॉर्म कर दिया है. बिल्कुल आर्मी की टीम्स आ रही हैं और जो शेल ब्लाइंड हैं उनको हम जल्दी से डिफ्यूज़ कराएंगे.
Meanwhile, security forces conducted another search operation in South Kashmir's Shopian district following information about the presence of militants. The operation was hampered by local residents who pelted stones at them. The army called off the operation after failing to locate any militants or their hideouts. A similar operation was carried out in Shopian district 2 weeks ago. Kashmir Valley has been witnessing a spurt in militant attacks in the last couple of months. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
The Union Cabinet has approved building 10 units of indigenous pressurized heavy water reactors. It also gave a go-ahead to a new coal allocation policy, Shakti, and a biopharma mission for production of indigenous vaccines.
In a big boost to the domestic nuclear industry, the Union Cabinet approved building 10 pressurized heavy water reactors that will generate revenue worth 70,000 crore for the domestic industry and add 7,000 megawatt capacity.
It's a first of its kind project in India, and it will give domestic manufacturing orders to domestic industry of nearly 7,000 crore rupees, जिससे भारत की खुद की क्षमता परमाणु ऊर्जा के क्षेत्र में और बढ़ेगी और सक्षम होगी और हाई एंड टेक्नोलॉजीज में भी भारत का स्थान विश्व में पहचाना जाएगा.
The cabinet also approved the biopharma mission to produce indigenous and affordable vaccines.
बायोफार्मास्यूटिकल्स में भारत का एक वास्तव में अंतर्राष्ट्रीय स्तर पे बहुत बड़ा स्थान है. इसमें डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ बायोटेक्नोलॉजी ने एकेडेमिया और इंडस्ट्री दोनों की पार्टनरशिप में इस मिशन को प्रमोट करने का निर्णय लिया है और इस कोलैबोरेशन से हम समझते हैं कि अप्लाइड रिसर्च जो बायोफार्मास्यूटिकल में नए शोध हो रहे हैं उसको एप्लीकेशन में कन्वर्ट करने में बहुत तेज गति से लगभग 1500 करोड़ रुपए की लागत से 1500 करोड़ रुपए इन्वेस्टमेंट 50% भारत सरकार और 50% वर्ल्ड बैंक इसमें कंट्रीब्यूट करेगी.
Cabinet also gave its nod to a restructuring plan for the Hindustan Organic Chemicals Limited, an amendment in the Public Premises Eviction of Unauthorized Occupants Act 1971, Third Indian Agriculture Research Institute to be set up in Assam, and a pan-India implementation of maternity benefit program. A new coal allocation policy, Shakti, was also approved at the cabinet meeting on Wednesday. Vishal Dahiya, Rajya Sabha TV.
And a big breaking news coming in. Environment Minister Anil Madhav Dave has passed away at the age of 61. Prime Minister Narendra Modi tweeted a few minutes back, and I quote, "Absolutely shocked by the sudden demise of my friend and a very respected colleague, Environment Minister Anil Madhav Dave ji. My condolence." Anil Madhav Dave ji will be remembered as a devoted public servant. He was tremendously passionate towards conserving the environment. I was with Anil Madhav Dave ji till late last evening discussing key policy issues. This demise is a personal loss. For more on this, we'll go across to our correspondent Vishal Dahiya, who is joining us on a phone. Vishal, a very upsetting news we are getting to understand. What is the latest development which you are getting to know?
Well, yes, indeed, it is a shocking development, and as the Prime Minister has also pointed it out in his tweet, he was in fact present. Yesterday was the day when the Union Cabinet has met, and he was part of that particular meeting. Also, later on, we are being told that there was a separate meeting which was held between the departed leader, the Environment Minister Anil Madhav Dave, and the Prime Minister as well. Mr. Dave was serving his second term in Rajya Sabha. In fact, he was elected in 2009 and then re-elected again in 2010. So he was made a minister in the NDA government on 5th of July 2016. Yeah. So he would have completed in another month and a half. He would have completed his 1 year as a minister. He was holding the independent charge of the Ministry of Environment. He belonged to the state of Madhya Pradesh. He was considered a very active social worker, was involved with the conservation of Narmada movement and several other movements as well. He was in fact a member of several committees in the upper house, as a member of the upper house before he was made a minister. And as all the senior leaders are pointing out, including the Prime Minister, the condolence messages which are coming in, he was indeed not only a very learned man, but also a very informed minister and an informed member of the House who was looked up to for consultation by several other members as well as his ministerial colleagues. So that's what we, as of now, the information which we are getting is that 61-year-old Environment Minister of the Government of India, who held independent charge of the ministry. Anil Madhav Dave is no more with us, and the details about his demise and the reasons behind that are likely to follow in a short while. But yes, the confirmation and the condolence messages have started coming in, starting from the Prime Minister himself.
In fact, Vishal, a very sad news and demise, something which is a great loss to the nation right now. And one ministry is one of the most important portfolios. Too early to ask, but what might be the developments as far as this portfolio is concerned?
Well, yes, it is indeed one of the important ministries, and if you look at the NDA government's policies, then he was in fact given a charge of the Ministry of Environment. Despite being a first-time minister, he was given an independent charge of the ministry. That itself indicated to the fact that he held a very important place as far as the ruling party is concerned, and he was considered very competent by the leadership of the ruling party. The charge which was earlier held by Prakash Javadekar, who is now the Minister of Human Resource and Development. As far as replacements are concerned, well, yes, you're right, it's a bit early, and there might be a replacement coming in, but in the meanwhile, what we're given to understand is that the charge of this all-important ministry might be given to some other minister as an additional charge till the time a full-time minister is deployed to that particular ministry. But as of now, this is this is a shocking development, which obviously is it'll take time for this particular news to sink in, and there are condolence messages which are coming in. There will be further developments. We are yet to confirm and find out as to where the last rites will take place. Those are the details which might be coming in from the government in a short while from now.
Thank you so much, Vishal, for joining us and giving us all those latest information on that development. And moving on, the Supreme Court special bench will continue hearing cases on triple talaq today. On Wednesday, the Apex Court had asked Muslim bodies if women had an option to saying no to triple talaq in the Nikahnama. Here are some more details at what took place during the 5th day of hearing.
On day 5th of the triple talaq hearing, the All India Muslim Personal Law Board told the Supreme Court that marriage in the Muslim community is a contract and women can put special emphasis on certain clauses in the Nikahnama. The board further added that Muslim women can also ask for high meher amounts in case of talaq. The board's response came after the top court asked whether a woman can be given an option of saying no to triple talaq at the time of the Islamic marriage contract.
अगर वो कोई रिलीजन का भी पार्ट है तो सिर्फ वो पार्ट प्रोटेक्टेड है जो इसेंशियल पार्ट ऑफ रिलीजन है, और क्योंकि सब कोई मान के चल रहे हैं बहस में कि तलाक़े बिद्दत ऑप्शनल है, इसलिए उसके ऊपर कोई भी लेजिटिमेसी इसेंशियल प्रैक्टिसेस की नहीं हो सकती.
The Apex Court also wanted to know if it is possible that all qazis be asked to include this condition at the time of the nikah. The board also showed the court a resolution passed on April 14, 2017, stating triple talaq as a sin and that the community should boycott the person doing such an act.
हमें अभी भी उम्मीद है कि कोई बहुत ही सार्थक चीज निकलेगी. जो कुरीतियां हैं, जो अंधविश्वास है, वो उससे कहीं ना कहीं समाज को उबारने में मददगार हो.
Point is that the Supreme Court is there to see that the constitutional guarantee of equality to the sexes is implemented in our country, and so we hope that in its wisdom the Supreme Court will ensure that Muslim women also do not have to face this problem of unilateral talaq, and that they are given equality in marriage, property rights.
On Tuesday, the AIM-PLB had equated triple talaq with the belief that Lord Rama was born in Ayodhya. It also asked the Apex Court not to decide or interfere in one's faith and belief. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
And now a look at what else is likely to make news in the day ahead. The two-day GST Council meeting will begin in Srinagar today. Finance Minister Arun Jaitley and his ministry officials and representatives of 29 states and union territories will attend the meet. Over the next 2 days, the council will fit most of the goods and services in either 5, 12, 18 or 28% tax brackets. The rates thus fixed will be charged from July 1st, the scheduled date for rollout of the GST. President Pranab Mukherjee will be on a two-day visit to West Bengal from today. The president will inaugurate the Indian Institute of Liver and Digestive Sciences in Sonarpur and later receive the first copy of the book titled Metaphysics, Morals and Politics in Raj Bhavan. On Friday, the president will attend a medical award ceremony of Dr. Malti Allen Charitable Trust. He will also inaugurate an integrated rooftop power generating facility at the Indian Institute of Engineering Sciences and Technology at Sibpur. Labour Minister Bandaru Dattatreya will lead the Indian delegation to the G20 Labour and Employment Ministers meet in Germany. A G20 Labour and Employment Ministerial Declaration is likely to be adopted at the end of the meeting, which will be presented to the leaders and head of the state summit. A 5-judge constitution bench of the Supreme Court will hear the privacy policy of the instant messaging service WhatsApp. The social networking service has come under the challenge on the ground that it allegedly infringes on the fundamental rights. And with that, we'll slip into a very short break. More news and updates on the other side. Stay with us.
Are we going to see a beginning as far as the Uniform Civil Code is concerned in the country?
There's nothing like Uniform Civil Code.
Arif Mohammed means to say is that you threw your weight with the Muslim Personal Law Board.
Arif Mohammed Khan was not even present when we had a meeting with the Prime Minister, invited me to his office when Muslim Personal Law Board met me.
Minorities are living in fear because of an aggressive Hindutva agenda by the RSS.
They made Narendra Modi and the BJP and RSS as a line that it will come and eat everybody up. It didn't happen.
Watch To The Point with Governor of Manipur, Najma Heptullah, only on Rajya Sabha television.
Welcome back. Let's get you the latest on the weather now. Rains and thunderstorms brought relief to the most part of northern India on Wednesday, bringing temperatures down in most states. However, in UP's Bahraich district, 7 people died due to the wall collapse and a tree falling incident. There were light to moderate rains and thunder showers at isolated places across Uttar Pradesh. Allahabad was the hottest place in the state at 46.3 degrees. In Delhi, a maximum temperature of 37.2 degrees Celsius was recorded, which was 3 notches below the season's average. The maximum temperatures also dropped notches in most areas across Punjab, Haryana and Rajasthan. The highest maximum temperature recorded in the plains was 46.8 degrees Celsius at Chandrapur in Maharashtra. Odisha, where sunstroke has claimed 6 lives so far this summer, continued to sizzle. Balangir and Titlagarh were the hottest places in the state at 46.5 degrees Celsius. For Thursday, the Met Department has predicted heavy rain at isolated places over West Bengal and Sikkim and hailstorm at isolated places over Bihar, Uttarakhand and Himachal Pradesh. And Bihar Chief Minister Nitish Kumar extended support to campaign against the Jharkhand government's decision to amend tenancy laws. Addressing a mega tribal rally in Ranchi on Wednesday, Nitish Kumar alleged that the Jharkhand government was favouring the corporates at the cost of the native tribals.
Bihar Chief Minister Nitish Kumar on Wednesday came out in support of the tribals in their unrest in Jharkhand. The tribals are protesting against the state BJP government's amendments in the Chota Nagpur Tenancy Act and the Santhal Parganas Tenancy Act. Reacting on the issue, Nitish Kumar accused the government of depriving the tribals of their rights. He said that by making a non-tribal as the Jharkhand Chief Minister, the BJP had broken a long-standing tradition while sending out a message that it had no faith in tribals.
यहाँ के आदिवासी, यहाँ के मूलवासी, इसकी पहचान है। मुझे तो आश्चर्य हुआ जब पहली बार झारखंड में गैर आदिवासी को मुख्यमंत्री बनाया गया। यहाँ के झारखंड का जो गठन हुआ था, उसकी मूल भावना क्या था? तो इसलिए हमने इनसे कहा कि अरे भाई गैर आदिवासी को ही मुख्यमंत्री बनना था, तो फिर बिहार से अलग होने की क्या जरूरत?
The tribal community is demanding a rollback of the government decision, claiming that it will adversely affect the already marginalized tribal population.
और जो इन दोनों कानून उल्टे सीधे हुआ है, इसको ठीक करना है, जाकि आदिवासियों को जमीन बचा सके और उनका अस्तित्व इस झारखंड में रहे। इसीलिए हमारा मांग है, हमारा नारा है, सरकार गिराओ और झारखंड को बचाओ।
हम यहाँ इसलिए आए हैं कि सरकार हमारे जमीन को कब्जा करना चाहती है, इसलिए हम उसको बचाने के लिए आए हैं।
While tribals fear that their land will be taken away for setting up industries, the BJP government has repeatedly said that the land will be acquired only for developmental projects, schools, hospitals and roads. The ruling party also slammed the Bihar chief minister for allegedly trying to mislead the tribals for political dividends.
So Nitish Kumar participating in a rally which has been backed by some vested interest who indulge in religion-changing tactics. But Bihar is not accepting students from Jharkhand based on their domicile policy. But we have not done that. So how come Nitish Kumar is coming and playing politics here, when he himself refusing the locals of Jharkhand from going and taking part in and taking a fair shot at the jobs in Bihar?
The Raghuvar Das-led government had brought an ordinance to change the two acts to allow the use of agricultural land for non-agricultural purposes. Jharkhand Governor Draupadi Murmu sent the ordinance to President Pranab Mukherjee, who sought a suggestion from the centre.
The protesters allege that the government is trying to roll out red carpet for business lobbies and corporates at the cost of tribal displacement. Meanwhile, the government maintains that those opposing these amendments are the enemies of tribals because they do not want them to grow and prosper. Amid these allegations and counter-allegations, the agitation against the proposed changes is only intensifying. Reporting from Ranchi with camera person Shiv Kumar, I'm Kriti Mishra for Rajya Sabha Television.
And a look at what else is happening across the country nationwide. 21 Naxalites, 3 of them carrying cash reward on their heads, surrendered in Chhattisgarh's Bastar district yesterday. The Naxalites claim that they were disappointed with the hollow Maoist ideology and hope to get back to the mainstream with the state's surrender and rehabilitation policy. Each one surrendered rebel was given 10,000 rupees in cash as encouragement money. A 57-year-old man from Maharashtra died of swine flu at Indira Gandhi Medical College and Hospital in Shimla. The man fell sick when he was going to Shimla with his wife and 2 other colleagues. However, they continued with their journey and checked into a hotel in Shimla where his condition worsened and he was shifted to IGMC at midnight where he died. Amid opposition efforts to put up a consensus presidential candidate, Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal met his West Bengal counterpart Mamata Banerjee in Delhi on Wednesday. Kejriwal was accompanied by Aam Aadmi Party leader Raghav Chaddha for the meeting. The meeting came within a day of Banerjee meeting the Congress president Sonia Gandhi over the same issue. And 6 peacocks were allegedly killed by poachers in India's northern Chitrakoot district. On Wednesday, according to a forest ranger, the villagers had spotted a group of suspicious-looking men near the forest, suspected of feeding poisonous seeds to the birds. Police have registered a case and have launched a manhunt to nab the accused. The U.S. Justice Department on Wednesday appointed former FBI Director Robert Mueller as a special counsel to oversee the federal investigation into Russian interference in the 2016 elections. Mueller will also be looking into probes of a potential collusion between U.S. President Donald Trump's campaign associates and Russian officials. Mueller's appointment aims to quell the wave of criticism that Trump and his administration have faced since Trump fired FBI Director James Comey last week in the middle of the FBI's intensifying investigation. Reports say the U.S. President Trump was meeting with FBI Director candidates when the White House was formally told that a special prosecutor has been named in the Russian investigation. White House spokesman Sean Spicer said on Monday that the idea of special prosecutor was not valid.
The highest priority of the intelligence community is to understand and to combat threats to our national security. but we do so in full compliance with the law. We recognize that the American public expects the FBI and our intelligence community partners to protect privacy interests, even as we must conduct our national security mission. The FISA court has approved both programs, and these programs have been conducted consistent with the Constitution and the laws of the United States.
On to some more international developments. Islamic State's suicide bombers stormed the local headquarters of Afghanistan state media in the eastern Nangarhar province on Wednesday, setting off clashes that killed 10 and wounded 24. The state media building is close to the governor's compound and a police station. The attack in the eastern city of Jalalabad was the latest in the series of Afghan journalists and media in recent years. It came just over a week after it was confirmed that the leader of the Islamic State in Afghanistan has been killed in a US airstrike. Islamic State has established a stronghold in Nangarhar province bordering Pakistan, of which Jalalabad is the capital, where it fights both Taliban and Afghan forces.
څلور وړه بریدګر په دغه جګړه کې ووژل شول. زموږ د تلفاتو شمیره هم متاسفانه 4 تنه ملکی چې په هغه کې 2 کسه زموږ د ریډیو تلویزیون کارکونکي او یو زموږ ډریور د همدغه ادارې ډریور او یو هم چوکیدار او 2 کسه پولیسان چې یو په اول سر کې شهید شوی او یو وروسته شهید شو. نو جمن زموږ تلفات 2 کسه پولیسانو په شمول.
And a look at other developments from around the world in World Wrap. China has accepted a proposal from Nepal to invest in mega projects in the Himalayan country under the Belt and Road Initiative. The investment is to link its border areas with road and railway networks. Nepal's transport minister proposed to his Chinese counterpart that they work to link Nepal's border areas with the road and railway networks. Enda Kenny has announced that he will step down as Ireland's Prime Minister after 6 years once his Fine Gael party elects a new leader. The governing centre-right party's new leader will be in place by the end of June 2nd. He had said last year that he would not lead Fine Gael into the next general elections due by 2021 at the latest. A suspected raid by the Saudi-led coalition intervening in Yemen killed 23 civilians, including women and children, near the southwestern city of Taiz. Sabha news agency, which is controlled by the Iran-backed rebels, said a vehicle carrying civilians in the town of Maza, southwest of Taiz, was hit in the raid. The passengers were heading back after a shopping trip to the nearby town of Bara. And that's all we have for you in this edition of Breakfast News. Keep watching Rajya Sabha television.